What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that I should have done like 3 weeks ago, but I totally forgot. I didn't forget. I'm sorry, I didn't forget. I made it, but I forgot to post it, okay? I did it for you. I forgot to post it. And then when I looked at it, I was like, nah, it should be different. So I'm redoing it and I'm going to post it, okay? The reason I'm making this video is because I got a comment on my one of my videos under the video saying that, hey, can you make a video about the HFT account? So I'm like, okay, and then I did it, and then I forgot to post it, and then it's like 3 weeks later, and yeah, we here now. So basically, it's really, to be honest, it's hard, but it's not that hard. And I say it's hard because you have to, on top of like trading and picking a pair and finding a strategy, right? It's a whole bunch of more things on the list that you gotta do. Like, I don't like HFT accounts, but you know, the only thing that I feel like someone could benefit from an HFT account is getting somebody to pass it. That's the only benefit to it. And even that has its drawdowns and drawbacks, but that's another story for another time because, you know, me and HFT accounts, we have a little issue. You know what I'm saying? It in this scenario, it awards you more capital, right? For this website. Only this one, right? I don't know about all the other ones, but I know this one awards you more capital for doing it. But it comes with a lot of things that we'll talk about in a minute. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so we're on the Paradise Capital website, and this is the new and improved website. It is a lot better. The other one was like old, and it just looked like everybody else's. It had the same, like if you've seen the Funder Pro website, it's like that. If you've seen Everblue by Mad Charts, it's like that, you know. And so we're gonna go to the FAQ page, and we're gonna go fast pass challenges. Now, trust me, there's a big difference between the regular side and the HFT side. It's weird because they changed it from HFT to fast pass. That's interesting. So the first thing to note is that we require our traders, let me make this bigger because my eyes are not so good, y'all. The first thing to note is that we require our traders to participate in 5 minimum trading days for each withdrawal. Notably, executing a 0.01 lot position or employing placeholder trades of short durations fall short of meeting the criteria for a valid trading day during the funded stage. Trade according to your normal strategy for 5 separate days. Number 2, 50% consistency rule. No single trading day can be 50% or more or greater of your total profit. I had a hard time figuring that out in the beginning, but I have since learned that it's very simple. Once you learn it, it's up to you and your strategy and how you want to go about it. I might go into how I do it, but it might make this video a lot longer, so I might separate that into another video. Put it on my list of things to make. The metric is calculated based on the day the trade was opened and upon its equity, not the balance. Ooh, interesting. Number 3, lot size consistency range rule. So that's 2 things that y'all have to think about. Number 2 and number 3. For funded Paradise traders, your average trade size calculated at the time of your payout review is used to calculate the trading range. Oh my God, where are my words? The range is determined by adding 100% to your average trade size to determine the maximum value and subtracting 75% to determine the minimum value. If your average trade was 20 lots, this means that any trade that falls within the range of 5 to 40 lots would be considered consistent with your strategy. You can find this on your dashboard. Actually, it tells you what your average trade is. Average lot size is. So that kind of is a help or a helpful tip if you didn't know. Number 4, if you're not within the 50% consistency rule and you request a payout, your payout will be denied. Then your funded account balance will reset and you may continue to trade again. That's one thing I love about Paradise Capital is that though you may get denied, you don't get breached. They just give it back and say, hey, fix it. You know, you can't get your money this go around, but you know, you still have a chance. You can still trade again. You don't have to pay more money to get another account this size. That is why I love Paradise Capital. Okay, so then everything under here I'm not going to read, but it says that trades that are inconsistent with the lot size consistency rule are subject to review/deduction from your total profit split. The lot size consistency range calculation is determined by all closed orders on an account from the first trade into the requested withdrawal date. Your average trade is a final number which is calculated once a payout is requested. To calculate your average, blah, 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 blah. It goes into all of that at the bottom. So basically, in a nutshell, for your 50% consistency rule, we're gonna talk about that in a second. But for your lot size consistency rule, just make sure that it's in a range. So like they said, 5 to 40 is one range. 50 to what is that? Like 100 is another range. You see what I'm saying? Make sure that it's consistent. Don't go 5 and then go 20 and then go. You know what I'm saying? Like make it make sense, because they're going to think that you don't know how to trade and you're just revenge trading. You gotta think the way that these people who made these businesses are thinking, right? So if I saw some people jump in and revenge trading, getting back in, you got 5 lot here, and then you jump and you get a 15 lot, and it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Do you know how to trade or not? That's really what I'm thinking. When it comes to the lot size consistency rule, just make it make sense. If me personally, on a regular size account, if I'm doing what? Let's say the max I've ever used, no, that's not true. The max I've used is like 15, 30 lots actually. I use 30 lots on my GA trade that I used to get to my 6% cap on my 100K. But normally, I try to stay, if I'm trading gold, I would never, okay? Unless I'm doing a 200K challenge, I would never. But if I'm doing something small, like a regular currency pair that I know that my margins are going to be high, but I know that it's going to hit, I'll do something big, because those type of pairs don't pay a lot. So I do that. And because I'm on a regular account, I can't. But for those of y'all that are over here on the HFT account, you have to be, when I say concise, and you have to be specific with the trades that you are, or the lot sizes that you're trading with. You have to be just that. You have to listen. You got to sit down with your goddamn notebook and your pen, and that's what I do. I'm telling you, seriously, because you have to be strategic and specific about how you're going to go about this. You got to plan this out, because if you mess this up and you didn't put your rent money in here, and believe me, I know, trust me, I know, I didn't did it. Hell, I probably just did it again. But you didn't put your rent money in here, and you didn't risk it all for the biscuit. That's what I say. I like that. You risked it all for the biscuit, and you chose an account that you have to be very specific and strategic about, and you don't get a payout. So you got to start all over. This is why I recommend regular accounts. If you do something like that, say you putting on, say you got rent money, you use it for this, you do your 50% discount or whatever, and get a regular account. Well, first of all, seriously, know how to trade. Yeah, that's first and foremost. If you don't know how to trade, then none of this is going to matter. It doesn't matter if you get somebody to pass your account for you, because if you mess it up, you're gonna be 2 steps back. Okay? So, all in all, if you're gonna trade this type of account, make sure that you know that you are going to be consistent. You're going to follow the rules. Make sure that you don't be jumping from lot size to lot size, right? Because now they're manually looking at all the trades. I'm waiting on 2 payouts on my regular account. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them, and it's totaling like $4,500. But they're manually looking at accounts. They're manually looking at trades that people are doing to see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, okay? So all I'm saying is just be consistent with the lot sizes that you're choosing. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. So all of this goes into, for those of you who trade NAS and US 30, and I don't mess with all that, because over here in Forex land, man, when you talk about risking it for the biscuit, it ain't worth it. Nope, it ain't worth it to me, because I don't understand the equivalents. So I only trade what I understand. I understand regular currency pairs, and I understand gold. So I stick with what I know. Now, that's the answer question, because that's what you're buying. Is there a profit cap? Hell yeah. This goes into the profit splits and the profit cap, the 6% cap. When I talk about I talk about the 6% cap all the time. All the time. I say that if you can get to the 6% cap, get to the 6% cap, okay? Seriously, hear me out, because 6% can go a long way depending on what size account that you have. Also, I would never encourage anybody to get anything less than a 25K, because you're not going to make nothing. 5K is only going to net you, after your 6% cap, after all your splits, $300. We don't do that. You might have only put $80 into it. You got your money back, but still, that ain't going to pay your rent. I got dang 15K. Now that might pay your rent, but after your first split, which is 50-50, what is that? I got to get my goddamn calculator. Hold on, wait a minute. 900 minus 50%. 450. That's 450. So those two accounts, I don't like. Now, if the only way I'll trade those accounts is if I have broken my rule and lost all my accounts and I got to start over. That's my punishment. That sounds bad, but that's my punishment for doing what I did. I got to start at the bottom. That's just me. That's my rule. But if you good and you've passed challenges before and you're wanting to go with this company, do not start with a 5K or 15K. Go 25 and above if you can afford it. Let's move on. All right, 60% cap is crucial because, again, that's where the money at. Why would you leave money on the table? If you make 1%, 2%. Now, if you just want to do it to see if they pay out, that's great. But after they start paying out, get your butt to the 6% cap as fast as you can, okay? Get your money, get out. First, payout is 50%, profit share. Second, 75, 30, 80. Fourth is 95. So 50-50, 70-30, 80-20, 95-5. You keep 95, they keep 5. In a nutshell, you're never going to have the total 6%. So say you're doing 200K, right? 200K at 6% is 12,000. After your first split, it's 11,400. So you're never going to have the full 6%. Even at your, let's say you did get a 5K, which I totally don't recommend. $300 dollars minus 5% is like $282, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I can tell you this because I have had almost all of the accounts. I keep messing up my 200K, but I'm telling you, it's over with in a minute. Yeah, $285. All right, now let's get to the thing that you guys are asking me about, and that is the calculator. How do you calculate your consistency rule? Now, again, I do not have an HFT account, but I will. I do have an HFT account. It's just not with Forex. I just recently purchased a Top Step account, and I am having a time, listen, a bad time at that, trying to figure out what the heck to trade. There's so much to trade on Forex. There's not a lot to trade on futures, okay? It is not a good time. I don't see what people are liking over here. I don't. I have an issue. Let me just say that because you can only trade gold, SPX, NAS. So no, NAS, gold, SPX, US 30. Yeah, those are the big four. You can trade other stuff like corn, wheat, soybean, live cattle, that type of crap, but anybody got time for that? So that's the only type of consistency accounts that I have currently. I do, however, want to get the biggest account that they offer, which is $1 million, and I wanted to be the first to do something, but I just recently learned that somebody beat me to it. So I mean, hey, it's okay. So let's get over into my Google Sheets. Here we are on the consistency calculator that I like. This is I got this from this guy right here, Chemo Trades. It's going to be in the description box below. All his information is going to be down there because I don't want to take credit for this because I didn't make it, and I don't gatekeep, so y'all can have it. I don't care. So let's take 100K. We're going to take 100K on the funded phase, not the challenge phase, because I think most people are paying to have these challenges pass. I've never done it. I will in the future, one time only. I kind of sort of am 50-50 with challenges. In the beginning, I like the thrill of passing them. But now that I've passed them and sometimes you lose your account, you got to do it all over. Child, I'm tired. Okay, I am tired. I'm tired of it. The energy that I could put into, passing a challenge, I could put that same energy into paying for an instant account or paying for somebody to pass it and using that same energy to pass a challenge into getting profits. That's what I'm trying to do. I just got to be a little bit smarter about my path to doing so. We're going to do the funded thing. So let's go with 100K. 6% on a $100,000 account is $6,000. So I got my handy dandy little calculator over here. And we're going to go $6,000 divided by 5 because 5 is the number of days you must trade minimum to be able to be eligible for a withdrawal. I would encourage you guys to bump that boy up to 6 because, listen, don't give them a reason not to pay you out, especially if you're following the rules, okay? All right, so 6,000. So 6,000 divided by 5 equals, I believe that's 1,200, I think. 6,000. Yeah, 1,200. So you plug that in here into this calculator. Okay, so we're going to go down to, if it'll work. And there you go. You meet the consistency rule. Just like that. In another video, I'm going to teach you guys, or tell you, not teach you, because this might not work for everybody. This don't work for everybody. It's something that I do. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys how I go from this and then utilize some other things to be able to pass the challenge like you saw that I did in the 1 to 2 days that I did it, right? That's another video. I'm going to do some batch content. So right after this one, I'll be making another one. All right. So this on paper, on digital paper, this looks simple, right? But it might not be. Say you can't hit this every day. You don't have to make it 5 days in a row. You can do it, you can spread it out. Because you have to remember that from the day you take your first trade, the counter on Paradise Capital starts. On the Paradise Capital website, there is a little link that says profit share. You click the profit share, and the moment you start your first trade, there's a counter that counts down. It's going to give you a day, an hour, minute, and a second, right? It's like a little countdown thing. Now, it might be 20 days, it might be 14 days. I think it's going to be 20 days, right? So if you can't hit this in 5 days, then you can stretch it out to 20, right? I just try to do it in 5 so I can go sit down somewhere. That's what I do, right? Sometimes it don't happen in 5. Sometimes it happens like literally the day of your profit split. That's what I did one time. With my 100K, kid you not. I had been fumbling the ball on gold so bad to the point where I was down. I was up 5K, trying to hit the 6% cap. I was up 5K, and then I was down to 2,000. So the day before my profit split, like into the morning of, this was Sunday night, going into Monday, which is the day of my profit split. I was at work on Sunday, plotting and scheming and planning. When I say planning, baby, I was planning. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do this, how I do it, right? I was planning to the T. I found the trade. It wasn't gold, but I found the trade. And I literally sat down and calculated how many pips I was going to need and how many lots I was going to use. And when I tell you that I passed this challenge, I was in drawdown like $1,000, and I passed this challenge. And I woke up and it went from 2,000 to 8,000. I was $1,000 over what my cap was, but I was excited nonetheless because the strategy that I trade in conjunction with the way that I strategize and how I form my trades, it worked. And again, I'm going to show you how I do it. Getting back to this, say you're not as good as a trader. You can't hit this every day, right? But you can hit like maybe half of that. So you just got to figure out, it comes with math. You have to learn how to divide, multiply, add, subtract. What goes into 6,000? It sounds hard, but I promise you it's not. If you can find the smallest common denominator to get you to whatever you need to get to, it doesn't matter. So let's do it like this. And I'm not trying to make this any longer than it has to be, even though it is already. So let's do it like this. Let's say your profit split is 20 days away, right? Because it's from the time you take your first trade, it's your first time, so it's 20 days. So let's take 6,000. And again, I know you can't see my calculator, but I'm trying to explain to you guys how simple this can be. Divided by 20. That's $300 a day. If you trade the right pair with the right pips, you can do that. You can totally do that in one day. If you make more, that's great. But let's say you do $300 a day. Okay? $300 a day. All the way down to the 20 mark. Bam. There you see what I'm saying? There you go. There you go. So I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. Don't tell me it can't be done, because it can. It's all up to you. Okay? It's up to you, and you. It's up to you to look at the chart, study it, find your strategy, and make this work. It's up to you. It's up to you to put in the time, put in the effort, put in the discipline. No, it's not easy. This is hard, depending on the market conditions and what your eyeballs are seeing. Sometimes I mistake, when I'm trading my strategy, sometimes I mistake what I think is a good setup for a bad one, and I end up in the hole so bad that I have literally, listen, let me show you guys something. I don't think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm not playing at all. Give me a second. I'm going to show y'all. Better not I can tell you, okay? Okay, so when I tell you I can show you better than I can tell you, this is what I mean. Damn, you can't even see it. Basically, this is a 5K account with MyFundedFX. This is C-Trade. No, this is Match Trader. I hate it. I don't like it. But I'm trading on it anyway. You see that right there where it says TP hit? I was in a GA trade, right? The same one I used to pass my 100, get to my 6% cap on my 100K. That gold was messing me up on. I did 30 lots to get to this 6% cap. I requested my withdrawal, my payout, on the 20th, I think? Either the 20th or the 25th, one of the two. And that's waiting for review and approval, right? But I recently bought a 5K with MyFundedFX. And now, like, when I tell you I'm in so much drawdown, it's ridiculous. Like, the trade that, and when I say I second guess myself, this is what I mean. I second guess myself to the point where I thought that price was going to do something, and then it started not doing it, so I got out. But then I turned around and here this bitch go. Excuse my language, but here it go. It almost, you see what I'm saying? Like, if I had stayed in, I would have passed this challenge. But now I'm here trying to figure out how to get it back. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to get it back in the next video, okay? Trust me, stay with me, because I'm telling you, listen, there's a lesson to be learned here. So when I tell you that you can do this, you can do it. Because I promise you, Paradise Capital is going to, they're going to let you do that. They're going to allow you to do that. And if I mess this up, FundedFX, they ain't gonna let me do that. I got to pay for another one, which is cool because this was cheap. I'm full transparency. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm done. That's it. I don't have nothing else to say. This video is longer. This is like a 30-minute video, and it doesn't even need to be that long. But I don't even know how I'm going to put these two together. It's like two-part thing. I don't know how I'm going to put it together. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I will answer them to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge. I do not send signals. I do not do account management, because if that's what you're looking for, don't even message me, okay? Whenever I can figure out how to pass challenges, I will do that. But we ain't got there yet. We ain't that good yet. So I do not do account management, and I do not send signals. So don't ask. Okay? I'll leave my information in the description box below. If you guys want to buy a challenge, I'll leave the link down there as well. I might get something from it. I don't know. But if you guys want to, it'll help you more than it'll help me. But if you guys want to buy it, I will leave the link in the description box below, along with all the other things that I talked about in this video. You guys be blessed. Take care. I love you. I love you like Christ loves the church, no more, no less, because it's impossible. And toodles.